Stock of the day, Amcor. I thought we'd have a look at sales and profits dropped substantially in the December half at the world's biggest consumer packaging company. Net sales for the quarter fell by almost 11%, missing analyst expectations. Despite challenges, Amcor maintained its fiscal 2024 adjusted earnings per share. Chief Executive Ron Delia claimed that volumes showed improvement in January though, and so that was, they said, lower consumer demand amid cost of living pressures and destocking by large retailer customers in the healthcare segment pulled sales 9% lower for the 6 months ended December 31. Jess, what did you think of the Amcor update?
Well, I guess it really shows that they're the latest to, I guess, slash their headcount on the back of slowing spending. But all in all, I think what's important to note is it did actually beat EPS estimates. So I do like that. And they maintained their outlook for the year despite spending being expected to pull back. But if we think about the broad issue that's happening in the US, we're seeing, I guess, company after company cut back on their workforce. So I think what's pretty interesting is that they've cut 2,000 jobs. And just over the past couple of days, Koshi, I think that that's the most amount of job cuts that I've seen in the big end of town. And all in all, job cuts are now at a one-year high in the US. So I guess that is a concern. But the silver lining is once a company typically cuts their headcount, of course, it's bad for employment, but it tends to benefit the company's EPS ahead. The market does like the result, and we typically know that a company once they beat P estimates on terms of forward basis, their shares traditionally do well over the coming months. So I think it's worthwhile keeping an eye on. I am, I guess, bullish on the back of the beat, but that is something to keep an eye on.
Okay, so would you be buying at these levels, or if you're in it, hold?
Well, if you're looking for, I guess, quasi exposure to the staples food beverage sector, it could be a buy if that's something that you do want. But I do think that there are better opportunities out there. So I guess bullish on the back of the earnings beat, but I guess better opportunities out there.
Okay, so not for you, Josh. What about Amcor? The update and whether it's for you.
Not ecstatic to get involved in staples at this time. We're actually kind of going towards the other end as things start to improve with the discretionaries. We saw some really good reports yesterday from the likes of Myer and another retailer as well. Even this morning we had Satire, retail stock.
Yep.
That's up 20%.
Online luxury goods.
Yeah.
I think more Jessica's market than yours and mine.
Yeah,
I'm more a best and less. Jessica, I think you're more a Satire with the Louis Vuitton and the like.
Oh no, maybe not.
No, I won't be spending $700 on a backpack, so not for me either. But look, I think there's some really big opportunities, particularly in the reporting season there. So the staples are probably going to lag. They have been heading down, like this one, Amcor specifically. It's been a downtrend for a little while. Even today, slight beat, so the stock's up. It's already starting to come under a bit of selling pressure. They cited some challenging market conditions and therefore had to lower their prices in order to pick up those volumes that they're talking about in January. So not great. It's probably a pretty good recurring theme of today's show around what prices that these businesses can charge, and then also the inputs and the margin squeeze there. So I've had to lower that, which is interesting in this sort of inflationary environment. Everyone's charging more for stuff, right. But these guys are lowering it. So they got some positives coming through. The sale of their Russian business resulted in a decent cash flow position. So they're doing well. I think it's a very stable business, obviously being in the staples part. It's going to pay around 5%. It will be a hold from me, but I think there's better opportunities out there, particularly in reporting season.
Okay.